Okay, welcome back. We are back on stream, and everything should be running now. Oh, it's funny because it actually pulled up the chat from a few minutes ago. That's very good.
Oh, good.
All right, so we return to the Holler. We left off in the middle of chapter 3, as I recall. We had met the dog mayor, and things were good. But unfortunately, the dog mayor is not as unimpeachable or indeed as morally upright as some of his predecessors. We didn't get the
Or his opponent, but we didn't get into that.
That's fair. Was Scraps a predecessor or an opponent? I couldn't remember.
Opponent.
Oh, Scraps is an opponent. Okay, very good. All right. Yes. No. Sadly, this run we don't get to hear Gretchen be like, "Scraps would never put up with this."
Yeah, it's too bad, but can't have it all.
No, it's true. This time we have Duke instead. So, all right. So hopefully everything is back and we are streaming as normal. And here we go. Let's continue. Oh, we were going. Yes, this is the big deal. We were going into the library. What up?
Show your screen.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I just because the stream is seeing it, but you are not.
No, I was like, okay, yeah, and I was like, all right, I'm ready. I'm ready to read from this. Oh wait,
the screen that is not showing. Ah ha ha. This should help.
I almost forgot to. So.
All right, how's that working?
Yeah.
Good.
That's good.
Okay. Oh, right, we were playing Count the Ditchlings at the thing for this. Hang on.
Oh, yep.
We got one up there. We got 2 there. I thought there was. Oh, there's one over there in the bushes.
Yes, there's one there.
I don't think there's any more.
I think you got them all.
Well, the danger is the ones you don't see, right? So.
Well, I mean, ostensibly, allegedly, on their own, they're not really dangerous.
Well, unless you're a small animal, yeah.
To anything, to humans.
Yes, to humanoids. Allegedly. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how much I actually trust Sybil, but that's a whole other story.
What, you mean Bane isn't trustworthy? Ironically, Bane might be more trustworthy, but anyway.
I mean, yeah, he does seem lawful evil type.
He's a man of integrity, as I'm sure Leah would attest, being that she's read a bunch of Gail Simone written stories involving Bane. But
fair.
Let's see here.
Maybe he's lawful neutral, actually. Well, either way.
It depends on the writer. Lit by the orange hues of the setting sun, the library feels different. What was once a quaint building in a small town now stands as an imposing structure, its walls holding something that stares back at you with menace. Not to be confused with the Ditchlings, yes. Leah chiming in, about to say, yes, when Gail writes him. Well, yes. When Gail Simone writes a character, you're getting probably the best version of that character. Pretty much always.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe Kanika is right. Maybe ghosts aren't real, and the rest of tonight is going to be a pleasant break from the events of the past few days. But even if ghosts aren't real, there are things in the dark. Your thoughts jump back to the ghost books you've read over the years. So often the ghosts in stories are metaphors for something else. Are real ghosts metaphors too?
I like that.
Don't be silly. There's no such thing as a metaphor. It can't hurt you. Alright, we head to the library. Just as its exterior was intimidating in the setting sun, the inside of the library is dark, its shadows deep and foreboding. The meet and greet with the mayor ended quite some time ago, and the throngs of visitors took whatever joy was in this place with them as they left. Pixel seems fine.
Well, I mean, Pixel usually is. Hey, Oscar! Are you back yet?
Shh, you can't yell in a library. It's against the rules.
It's after hours. Rules only apply before 5 p.m. Now it's our domain.
Hey, you're just in time. Rosalina's situated in the back room. Alexis is going to keep her is going to keep her company while we hopefully get this all sorted out. I'd love for her to be able to sleep in her own bed tonight. How's she doing? She is not quite as chipper as she was when she was on stronger meds, but she's still doing surprisingly well. Alexis has been by her side nonstop. She's been a really good friend. Rosalina and I are both lucky to have her right now.
I'm glad she's back home at least, and we'll be able to get her back into her real home in no time. I've come fully loaded. Got my EMF reader, temperature gauge, spirit box, infrared camera, UV light, video cameras, salt, flashlights for everybody in case the ghost messes with the electricity, parabolic microphone, Sharpies and paper for automatic writing, matches and candles for rituals.
I mentioned this once upon a time as well, but that is essentially the entire equipment. That's the entire set of equipment available to be picked up and used in your loadout in Phasmophobia. You can't.
I know that now.
Ah, very good. Yes, you can't hold all of those at once, but your team can pick from all of that stuff.
My MMO friends talked me into trying it, but I only agreed on the condition that I got to stay in the van and never had to go.
I was about to say,
house.
did you get to be the person in the truck? Because that's a fun role too. Because then you get to watch people's like sanity levels dropping.
Yeah. Nah, the only time I made a mistake was that the other people playing, like, because we had a large enough group that we were switching off, and so the people playing were like showing a stream, and I was watching one of their streams, and they got by a ghost in a really the visceral hand grabby way, and it was not good. It got me, even though it wasn't my player. It was a lot, and then,
oh no, it's intense.
And then at that exact moment, someone else in the Discord played a knocking sound.
Oh no.
And I was just like, all right, you are now muted. Not server muted. I just personally muted him.
I gotcha. All right.
Oh, for a while.
I do want to comment on the fact that Stella apparently came in her ghost busting gear, as you can see. That's very good.
Oh, and a Ouija board. I know they're toys, but you never know what might come in handy.
Just don't forget to say goodbye when you're done. Wow, this is a lot of ghost hunting stuff for something that was so last minute. Do you just have this stuff ready to go in a bug out bag or something?
Of course I do. I actually stashed a couple of bags here overnight after I got back from the mines.
I was about to say, Stella doesn't have a truck, so this is even more impressive.
Oh yeah, she just carried probably.
And Leah, yes, she does know how to dress the part. She's got good brand identity, being a YouTuber and all. Excuse me?
I wasn't about to carry everything around all day. This way we can go in light and pop out to grab more stuff once things start getting spooky. I may never have found any compelling evidence of ghosts, but that's not for lack of trying. And after last night, I'm more than ready to try again.
Hey, I hope I'm not too late. Have I missed any creepy paranormal stuff?
Avery, glad you could make it. The more pairs of hands we have, the more equipment we can carry.
Sure thing. Always happy to offer a hand or two. I hope you aren't taking this as seriously as everybody else. I need someone else to be rational with. Whoa, is that an EMF reader? I've never seen one in person. Look at all this stuff. Spirit box, parabolic microphone. Y'all really covered all your bases. Oh no. Hey, I'm as rational as they come. I'm just not ready to rule out weird paranormal stuff. When people tell me they saw a ghost, who am I to say they didn't? This, I feel like Avery watches the, what was the ex-BuzzFeed people who do all the ghost hunting videos, but are very much skeptics? That team.
I don't... Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I don't remember either. But yeah, I know. I enjoy their chill vibe.
Yeah. Watcher, was that them?
Maybe there are,
Thank you.
Maybe there aren't.
Okay. I mean, y'all apparently saw some really unexplainable stuff on Monday, and that mine only collapsing again after 100 years while y'all were there. Yes, thank you, Shane Madaj and Ryan Bergara. That's the people. Hi, we're here for the cult stuff. Those guys.
I remembered their name, but I do remember their shtick.
Yes. But yeah, the mine collapsing again after 100 years while they were there makes total sense from a rational perspective. They were running around in it and disturbing stuff.
Yeah, and like Zane smacked the beams more than once.
Yeah. Like, no, that's
So
what happens when you do that. No word on if they recovered any old pairs of miners' denim jeans, though. That's where the real money is, as it turns out.
really?
Yeah, no, because they it's some of the best quality denim that you can still find in the world,
Huh.
and you can only get it from like recovering it from abandoned mines.
Oh no.
Anyway, I'm just saying anything seems possible right now. The whole town is a supernatural death trap.
I mean, you did
maybe.
literally just say there's nothing unexplainable about a mine collapse.
I did say that. It's true. But the thing is,
Would
2 nights
what would your
ago.
character say it?
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's see here. I mean, yeah, no, the mine collapse itself is not the unexplainable part. The weird crap that me and my
Well,
cousins saw, that's the unexplainable part.
Yeah, the weird ghosty stuff.
So I'm going with that. It's just something horrible that happened, and the supernatural is a way for people to give reason and meaning to horrible events. Now, that weird calling sensation that I was getting in the clinic, that's another matter.
Yeah.
Sometimes something awful happens and there isn't even a reason. It's just an uncomfortable truth of the world.
Nah, no way. There was definitely something down there.
Both things can be true.
We all heard the knocking plain as day. I even recorded an audio of the event. Definitive proof.
I admit, I did get a little caught up in the whole supernatural atmosphere of the place, but those sounds were definitely from the rocks shifting before the collapse. I mean, that's the whole basis of the Tommyknockers myth. It's well documented. But that's what's so great about this stuff. It's fun to be terrified, you know?
Do you want me to try to do Zane since he is
I enjoy your Zane.
I tried. Yo, don't rush off ghost busting without Zane. No way I was gonna forget your promise, Stella. Zane, glad you could make it. I was confronted with my own mortality for the first time yesterday, so I'm desperate for answers about the afterlife to ease my troubled mind. Now let's go mess with some ghosts.
Another joke for exactly one person who is in the chat right now, but there was an RA at my college. His name was Thrasher Dan because he always wore Thrasher t-shirts because he was a big skater. Zane reminds me a little bit of him, and I imagine it's a similar deal where if you ever see his eyes, you will never ever see them fully open. They will always be half lidded. So. Okay. I hope my house is big enough for 6 ghost hunters at once. If this is everyone, we can go ahead and... That's everyone. Or is it?
Wait, what about Tabby?
What about her? She's not here. Let's get started.
I guess she can catch up to us once she gets here.
Well, if you are itching to get started, it's through the back. Follow me.
Hey, human! Kick ghost ass, okay? All my stuff is in there.
Just bring the cat. They're real good at finding ghosts.
I don't know if Pixel would actually want to go with you.
That's fair.
I mean, if you promise scritches the entire time, maybe.
Promise
Except then
catnip.
it might be too many scritches and then he'll bite you.
A little bit of catnip for courage, you know. It looks like the sun has almost set. This is when stuff usually starts to kick off. I haven't been back inside for about a week, so I have no idea what to expect.
Hey! You're not doing this without me. If there's a ghost, I want to see it with my own eyes. Sorry, Mr. Gutierrez. I tried to stop her, but she was really convincing.
She's only got one good leg, Alexis.
Yeah, but when your crush tries to talk
No,
you
I
into
know,
something...
I know.
Oh, hi Zane. What's up? Yo.
Rosalina, you're not supposed to be out of bed. I will defer to the parent. I'm not going to pretend to know how to be a better parent to their child. You decide it's best to let Oscar handle this.
I've done enough resting, and it's not like hobbling around in the library is any different than hobbling around our house. I miss being there. I miss feeling home.
You shouldn't be hobbling around at all. Just take it easy until you are more healed.
I've got to learn to walk around eventually. Might as well start while I'm still on pain meds. And our house is one story. It's not like I'm climbing Everest.
Oscar sighs. The answer is no, Rosa. You need to rest.
As if. I can't get any rest in that crappy little back room. I want our house back. I'm coming with you.
His face there. Is help?
Yeah. Yeah.
Crappy? Since when do you use language like that? And we have this taken care of. Nearly half the town is here to help.
What are you gonna do, old man? You can't stop me. I'm injured, remember? Jesus, Rosalina.
I'm not that old. You'd better turn around or I'll ground you.
Dad, I'm pretty sure I'm as grounded as I can get. And I'm fine. This doesn't even hurt, she says while wincing in pain. I don't feel anything.
That is because you're on painkillers, Rosa. It doesn't mean that... But Rosalina ignores him, grimacing. Confident as she hobbles forward on her crutches. Oscar says and does nothing to stop her. Okay.
Well, I mean, it was clear he wasn't gonna actually succeed at talking her out of it, but to his credit, he really tried.
Mm-hmm. You all cross over the threshold and enter into Oscar's living room. Family photos line the walls, and stacks of books sit comfortably on wooden furniture. You can imagine long winter nights reading by the fireplace without a care in the world. I like the cat bookend. It's very good.
Yeah.
Okay, looks pretty normal for now. I don't remember that picture being on the floor, but that could be non-supernatural.
None of my equipment is picking up anything around the picture. But I'll set up a camera in case it falls again. Could be important evidence.
You might want to save your cameras for Rosalina's room. That's where I've seen the ghost manifest. It is just down the hall. Oscar and Kanika startle as the door swings open.
Hold it. You're not taking my cousin along on any more of your little hijinks without me. Tabby! I can't believe you had the audacity to give me the slip earlier today, Charlie. After I explicitly asked you not to. At least you did me the courtesy of letting me know exactly where you'd be tonight so I didn't have to waste my time looking for you.
Great. She made it.
Wow, Charlie, you really brought the whole gang together today. I have every right to be here, Kanika. My family built this place, you know?
Yeah, I know. We all know. Charlie, what made you think inviting her was a good idea? Just placating her. Oh, come on now. I mean, she does just want to see make sure I don't get hurt.
Yeah. I like, honestly, all of the top three options are pretty solid.
I mean, we don't have a particularly strong cousin bond, so...
Yeah, so...
She just wants to make sure I don't get hurt. Sense.
Yeah, I'm looking out for my cousin. If y'all are gonna drag Charlie into dangerous situations every night, you'll have to deal with having a chaperone. Got it?
Okay, sure. The mine was definitely dangerous. But a haunted house? Come on, this is one of the least dangerous things that someone can do. It's basically a slumber party.
I don't know, Kanika. I usually don't see much action out in the woods, and you know Charlie and I both wound up in a pretty hairy situation Monday night. I don't think we can rule out the possibility of grave danger. Exactly. I'm not underestimating how much danger Charlie can find themselves in, even while walking through a perfectly normal house.
Sounds like we're in for an interesting night. I'm glad I didn't stay in the same town with the people I went to high school with. No wonder small towns have so much drama.
Eh.
I wonder if the ghost will even show with this many people around. Wait, is it just me or does it suddenly feel colder?
It sure does. I definitely feel that.
Same. I've got chills.
Then multiply it. Sorry.
The temperature gun says it actually is a couple of degrees colder, but that's normal. Rooms and hallways are sometimes colder than other parts of the house.
Whoa, a genuine cold spot. I gotta snap a pic for posterity.
A picture of what?
I know, right? Is that it? This isn't very scary.
Rosalina, if the ghost mainly manifests in your room, shouldn't you have seen it?
I have only seen the stain. Dad made me switch rooms with him way before we moved out.
I wasn't about to let my daughter sleep in a haunted bedroom. I spent most of my nights on the couch before we set up shop in the library.
Even if there is something back there, I'm not scared of it. I'm mad at it. Y'all are so brave. I'd be terrified sleeping somewhere that might have a ghost.
I don't want to lie. Hee. I like the Scooby answer.
Yes.
We are wasting our time here. We're wasting our time here. Oscar said the ghost is in Rosalina's room. Yeah, but we don't have to rush there. I'm sure we can deal with it from out here, right?
What? Are you actually scared or something? You're an adult with a child. Grow up.
Shut it, Tabitha. No one wants your opinion. Stella, I've been meaning to ask. Do you actually know how to get rid of ghosts? How exactly are we going to get rid of it if we find one?
Well, my ghost hunting kit has symbols from every major religion, assorted holy books, a bunch of salt, and some jars for ectoplasm. And if worst comes to worst, we can always use the Ouija board to politely ask it to leave. Aren't Ouija boards super cursed? Are you sure that won't make it mad or invite a demon into the house or something?
Ouija boards are toys. Oh, sorry, my bad. That's you. Sorry.
Yeah. Yep. Ouija boards are toys. The only power they have is scaring kids at slumber parties.
It's still wild to me that, like, they were just put out in, like, the 50s by Hasbro or something.
Yeah. All right. Give me a sec. I need to
Yep.
Open a window. It's getting warm.
That, yeah.
In my office.
Indeed. That office is a heat trap, so.
It really is.
Except in the winter, annoyingly.
Well, it's that it has, like, no insulation.
Yeah. Anyway, that sounds like fun to me. Might as well try it, right? What's the worst that could happen? We make the ghost mad and it gives us more evidence? Sounds like a win-win. That's not the worst that could happen. You lack imagination.
Yep.
Anyway.
Well, maybe that's why they wanted to see something.
Yes.
Expand their mind.
Exactly. I think I'd rather not take the chance. One ghost is enough to deal with. I don't much like the thought of opening a door for something worse.
Wow, you've never been this superstitious, Dad. This ghost really has you freaked out.
Okay. Oscar takes a deep breath before continuing. Let's head to Rosalina's room. Follow me. That feeling again. Like the mines, like the door to the clinic. A dusty, suffocating, dizzying feeling. Something is in this house, though whether it is a ghost or something worse, you aren't sure.
Whoa.
This is where I have seen it. It appears on top of the stain. taking a second to look at the stuff on the walls here. I enjoyed the Many Boys poster.
Yes.
It's giving several times.
Yeesh, that's gotta be tough to scrub out. Yeah, sorry, that's got okay. Yeesh, that's gotta be tough to scrub out. Doesn't the county own this house? Do they know about the damaged carpet?
Have you seen your house?
I don't see how that's relevant. It's true, the county doesn't own her house.
Well, also, like, stop snitching, Tabitha.
Well, sure, but I mean, she didn't say she was gonna snitch.
No, but that was very much the heavy implication. It was a little bit close to the "ooh, I'm telling" kind of thing. Fair. And I was about to quote the "Mind Your Business" song, but I'm like, well, somebody may be getting hurt, so.
Yeah. Weird. I'm not getting anything. It's not even cold. It's the same temperature as the living room. Nothing on the EMF either.
And then your equipment is wrong. This thing is definitely paranormal. I've scrubbed it out too many times to count, and it just keeps coming back. And it's blood. Real human type AB blood.
No. It's just a stain, Dad. Can't we just cover it back up? I don't mind sleeping in here.
It's real human blood. I need to emphasize that, because people don't seem to be concerned about that. This isn't rust. This isn't, even sewage.
Well, that's what Oscar is kind of trying to tell people.
Yeah.
It's just that you unusually know that ahead of time.
Yeah. Maybe we have to scrub it out first? Could be the paranormal stuff will activate if we give it a reason to.
Oh, good idea. I've never heard of bleach activated... Sorry.
Bless you.
I've never heard of a bleach activated ghost before.
I was about to say, I was like, I don't think bleach is what you want to use here, but yeah, you don't use bleach to clean a carpet, Tabitha.
Whatever. How was I supposed to know that? Not everybody gets to learn how to clean things.
Gets to?
Well, she did have a very...
I know. Just a weird choice of words. If you are offering free carpet cleaning, be my guest.
I feel like in a lot of ways she would have rather had a more normal childhood where she had to learn how to do chores.
Glad the first option is, I think you're focusing too much on cleaning the stain and not on what it is made of, which is real human typed blood. That's a thing.
Yep. Ghost blood.
Or it's just a rusty pipe leaking all over your floor. I think that'd be a bigger problem than what Charlie and Stella are suggesting. I don't know, ghost blood sounds pretty intense. Have you tried ripping up the carpet to see what's causing the stain? That is a legitimate thing to do. The government owns this house, so there's no way I'm letting a big red stain in their carpet, or leaving a big red stain in their carpet. I made sure it was pristine every morning. Besides, I also kind of assumed it was ghost blood, which it is. Well, anyway.
Don't worry, I'm sure they'll just take you to court for neglect instead. Kanika is obviously right. Did it really not occur to you that there could be a leaky pipe under the floor?
You would call a plumber, surely, right?
What if there's something written under there? Only one way to be sure.
Pulls out a carpet knife out of nowhere. Jeez, where did you get that? Nope, just with her bare hands.
Yep.
Stella excitedly starts tugging at the corner of the carpet, surely causing her fingernails to bleed in the process. Oh dear.
That might be old.
I mean, when you pull up like wall-to-wall carpeting like that, it's a tough process. It wrecks your hands, unless you were wearing gloves and using tools. Anyway. You're doing the government a favor, really. We'll cover for you. You don't have to sweat it. It's true. She is hardcore. Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch. The floor around it stained reddish brown.
A relevant fact: every character in Scarlet Hollow has traits like the traits you get to pick from.
Oh.
One of Stella's is powerful build.
Oh.
So, girl got muscle.
It would seem.
Well, what if there isn't a ghost after all? What if somebody lives down there? Okay, maybe I don't want to sleep in here.
Yeah, and again, to clarify, stat-wise, my concern wasn't strength, it was con for that. Just because, like, doing
Fair.
that takes a toll on your hands. That's all.
That's fair.
Nope. Nope to puss out.
Nope to puss. Yeah.
Okay. We're going down there, right? We're not going down there, right?
You like those options.
A hatch. A hidden hatch.
This is even better than finding a message.
Hey, is that on the as-built for the house? Did anybody look? Surely not. Actually, there probably weren't as-built for this place.
Well, yeah.
Anyway.
In fact, Oscar, as Oscar says just now.
Yeah, but there's no basement in this house. At least we weren't told about the basement.
And look, all the red stuff is coming from underneath. Oh yeah, this is super haunted, all right. You've got a basement chock full of ghosts. I can just feel it.
Still no readings, though. None of the equipment made a sound. Of course not. Y'all know last month was super rainy. Clearly, it's been a long time since anyone set foot, or since anyone stepped in the basement or crawl space or whatever it is under that hatch. There must be a leak that flooded the whole area under the house. The water dissolved the caulk around the edge and leaked through to the carpet, and it's red because North Carolina has red as dirt. It's as simple as that. Explain why, when he had it tested, it came back as type AB blood, Kanika.
I'm sure that they would both, her and Tabitha would both try to say that it was a problem with the testing kit.
Sure.
Well, actually, we'll see what they say.
There we go. Yes, indeed. It's not mud, it's blood. Human blood. I tested it.
Wait, one, two, three.
Well, you tested it wrong.
Well, you tested it wrong.
Delays, but yeah.
Yeah, well, it sounded like it was the same time for me.
Cool.
It made me happy.
Excellent. All right.
They probably didn't say it in perfect sync.
It can't be blood, right?
Kanika's right. You've got a muddy floor, and that's why it's so cold in here, too. There's wet dirt under the house. Congratulations, we solved your ghost problem.
Yeah, I really would like Oscar to just like have the lab report and be like, this is the lab report. Look at it. I ran it twice, you know?
Right. No way. There's an old hatch in the floor that someone tried to seal up. We're not leaving until we know what's down there. I'm with Stella. This is my room, and I need to know what's down there.
Have you considered they may have tried sealing it up because it's unsafe?
Uh-oh. Do you think the flooding could have made the house unstable? I'm all in on ghost hunting, but I don't know if I could crawl into another dangerous crevice. I'm going for it.
You come into Oscar's living room. You can't tell what time it is, and your friends are nowhere in sight. The building feels colder, and there's something about the air that feels wrong. It's stale, with an undercurrent of mold and earth. It makes you feel claustrophobic, as though you're in a coffin, each breath depleting what little oxygen you have left.
How did we end up back here? Where is everyone? Did we pass out again? Was there a gas leak in the basement or something?
Is this some kind of weird family thing? Is fainting some kind of weird family thing? Is there a genetic condition I need to be worried about?
Not that I'm aware of. Nothing like this has happened before you got to town. Who knows what sort of nastiness was festering in that basement?
Your cousin marches to the front door and opens it.
What? Why does it look like Oscar's house is in front of us? Didn't we just leave? I must just be misremembering things. Let's go.
What if the others are passed out in Oscar's house or somewhere deeper into the library?
Well, I mean, at that point, you shouldn't go back in.
Trying to figure out what's going on, though, you know?
Well, that's true. I know you like to play hero, but us getting those kids out of the mine last night was dumb luck, and we shouldn't have done it. At the very least, we shouldn't push our luck here. Going back for them wouldn't do them any good. If they're not outside or in the library, we'll call the cops and let them take care of it. We don't want to end up passing out again. We're of no use to anyone like that. And, like, Tabitha's not wrong. If you think there might be a gas leak, you should not just go back in without any preparation or training or knowledge of how to keep yourself safe. Like, do not become an additional victim. Call professionals to help deal with the situation unless you're very sure of what you're doing.
No, I mean, like, yes, when you have a functioning city infrastructure and everything else like that, call 811 before you dig, etc., you know?
Yeah. I mean, in this case, at the very least, though, like, just barging back in would not be a good idea. Even if you wanted to try and go rescue people, like, at least, like, stop somewhere to figure out even just a makeshift gas mask.
And I would also say, like, call Public Works and be like, hey, can you shut off the gas line to the library right now and the accompanying house?
Yeah. There are things you could do to make it safer, but, like, generally speaking, if you are in a city area, absolutely just call professional rescues. Anyone that's going to send professional rescue services.
Mm-hmm. The two of you cross the hallway and open the door.
Sorry, I was just going to say, that's actually why sometimes I do leave the kids in the mine, because realistically, that would have been the right choice. Just because you know from an out-of-game perspective that you're going to make it out okay, except for Rosalina's foot. Like, in-game, you wouldn't know that. You have absolutely no guarantee that you aren't all just going to get crushed if that happens. So it's not actually completely unreasonable to not go after them.
Right. Well, and additionally, like, you know, what you should have done would have been, as soon as you saw them go into the mine, immediately call 911. But, you know.
Well, yeah, but Tabitha was trying to not get in trouble with any parents or whatever.
Yeah, and you were trying not to get caught being on the property, right? So.
Yeah. Well, you know, lots of coulda, woulda, shouldas.
Oh, man. Something isn't right. It feels like a late summer afternoon. The air is warm and wet, and the scent of flowers drifts on the breeze. Yeah, I'd say something isn't right, wouldn't you?
Yeah, just a little.
Hey, did we enter a labyrinth from the Monica Magica universe all of a sudden? Because it sure looks like we did.
Yeah, kind of. Probably was a little inspired by that. This...
Tabitha, please tell me I'm not the only one seeing the scratchy shadow in the distance.
You're not. What the hell is that thing? Am I having a stroke? Are you having a stroke? Are we both having the same stroke at the same time?
That would be impossible, I think. Do you see the creature behind the thorns? That's one of the bad omens. Stella and I found out that Stella and I found in the woods. I'm looking for where they're talking about.
Oh,
is it that thing?
Over to the left.
Oh, to the left.
Nope, all the way to the left.
All the way to the... Oh, one of the ditchlings.
There you go.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. I thought it was some other thing, and I was like, what is this they're talking about?
No, it's just about ditchlings.
Gotcha.
Ew. I pinch Tabitha to see if you're dreaming.
To see if you're dreaming. I like it. Did we die?
Don't be so dramatic. I think I'd know if we were dead.
How?
There's got to be an exit somewhere. We just have to look... Wait. Do you hear music?
Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention.
Damn, I remember how bad that jump scared me the first time I played this. Stella?
I mean, like, it startled me, and I've also played this before.
Who are you? Oh god, can I do Southern Belle and not have it be English wool chop? I know. Who are you? What are you doing on my property?
I was about to say, gotta go back to Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Do your Blanche Devereaux.
Huh?
Yeah, that's very accurate. It's jeez, Stella, you scared me.
Yeah, cut it out. Did you say Eddie? No one's called me that in a long time. It's Edwardine now. I'm not a child anymore. Edwardine? Eddie? You've got to be kidding me.
Stella, you okay? You don't look so good right now.
You're just pranking us, right? I wish I could say the same. You should have stayed gone, and you absolutely shouldn't have shown up here of all places. If you're caught, I don't think you understand what Father might do.
Does it even matter what I say? Am I supposed to have memorized lines or something?
Maybe this is all part of one of Stella's videos. I hope it is. I can't. It's not that easy for me. My brothers were sent to Normandy, and now I'm the only Scarlet left besides Father. I have responsibilities, Charlie. Not the Charlie that is the player character.
That's
A
funny, though.
different Charlie. Yeah, I thought of that just as we were going into this chapter, actually. Shut up. Shut up!
Yeah, Edwardine Scarlet, do you know that name? Tabitha tenses.
Of course I do. She's our great grandmother, and Stella knows that. But if this is some kind of possession, there's no way it's her ghost. Edwardine died in the estate. There's no reason she would be haunting the annex. You should just get out of town while you still can. Whatever you came back for, it's not worth it.
I'll get you out of here, Stella. I promise. Ah! She's gone, along with the shadow in the corner of the room.
Come on. We must have taken the wrong door out of the annex. We're getting out of here before anything else happens.
I don't think we're in the woods. I don't think we ever left the house.
No way. Come on. We're going back inside.
She yanks your arm, pulling you back the way you came.
Where did the annex go?
Another ditchling there. Gross. Just open the door. You step forward and open the door. Bells ring as a cacophony rages outside. The door in front of you pulsates as figures unseen bang against it. The shaded figure from the garden sits in the corner, ever so slightly more defined.
Are you kidding me? This is messed up. We need help. God, please let this call go through.
Tabitha anxiously taps her foot as she waits for her phone to connect.
Hey, it's... What? No, it's Tabitha. Didn't you see the caller ID? Stop interrupting me. Can't you hear what I'm...
Your cousin is cut off by the dial tone of a disconnected call.
Great. She couldn't hear a word I said. Looks like we're on our own. Junior, pack up your things. Quickly, hurry. Jesus, Rosalina, you scared the shit out of me. Maybe we should run him out on a rail too. Make an example out of the whole family.
Charlie, and now Junior?
Your guess is as good as mine. Maybe they're the same person. Please, he's only a child. We'll leave peacefully. Just give us a little time. They were only children too. My boy was in there. Why should I give Junior here all the time in the world to gather his little toys and fancy clothes? My boy didn't have that kind of luxury. Oh.
The ghost is showing us its memories, right? It's trying to communicate with us.
If she weren't possessed, Stella would love this so much. Don't listen to him, Charlie. Just keep packing. Looks like the others are on their way. Better hurry, boy, or you and your little dolls here might get burned up. And as for you, lady, what makes you think you're gonna be keeping any of those valuables you're packing in that fine suitcase of yours?
I wonder we should be paying attention to the symbolism in these rooms. You can't really see it right now. Hang on.
No, but they'll move.
Yeah, I was about to say, so we know more ditchlings, yikes.
If you do follow that line of thought, like, Booksmart will help you identify.
Indeed, someone being run out of town on a rail. We saw earlier a bloody pickaxe and a lamb being stabbed, I think. So let's go, yeah. I wonder if we should be paying attention to the symbolism in these rooms. That bleeding lamb portrait on the wall might be a good place to start. And the pickaxe is probably emphasizing this place's connection to the mines.
You can have fun doing that yourself. Trust me, boy. The coppers ain't coming here tonight. And what makes you think you can talk to an adult like that? Maybe they should have had you working in the mines too, instead of lazing around in this big house. Maybe you would have learned a thing or two about respecting your elders. Don't talk to my son like that. Don't talk to me like that, woman. I call the shots. Now get out unless you want to go up in flames with all your precious jewels and expensive dresses. You're lucky I'm even letting you leave.
Getting big Romanovs energy from this, right?
A bit.
Of the Bolsheviks at the door or whatever.
Yeah.
I think there's more to this ghost than just the mine collapse. We're still missing a lot of the story here.
I mean, I do appreciate that they are letting them go and not just burning the house with the, wife and kid inside. What more could there possibly be? We get it, Ghost. You have trauma, but I've got some news for you. We all have trauma, and most of us don't use it as an excuse to trap people in some sort of psychedelic funhouse. It's okay, Charlie. You can make new ones, even better than these. It's good for him. Shouldn't be playing with dolls anyway. Now you're gonna have to learn to earn your keep, just like the rest of us, boy. No more big inheritance for you.
Alexis and Rosalina are whisked away, leaving you and Tabitha in the empty room.
All children should be allowed to play with dolls.
Sure, that'd be nice.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, both as a gender thing and as a no to child labor thing.
Well, I mean, not to get too currently political, but it sounds like there won't be dolls for kids to play with this year, so.
Well, you're not wrong.
Anyway, so what do we got up here? We've got a cherub head split in half with the wings behind it, looks like. We've got a tilted cross. We've got a sacrificed lamb with skewered by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 arrows. We've got a bloody pickaxe. We've got a crumpled marionette, which looks like it is next to a ditchling in terms of... or is that just another doll? I can't tell if that's a ditchling or just a doll.
It looks like a ditchling to me.
Okay.
Like a tiny one.
And it looks like...
or it could be a collapsed puppet, actually.
Well, yeah, so that's the question. I'm trying to figure out, is the ditchling supposed to be pulling the strings or not? That's all. But anyway.
Well, the thing on the top is definitely a doll. The thing that's, like, holding the puppet strings. That is a classic, like, you can kind of see the articulated joints.
Well, yeah, no, that's the marionette, and the strings lead from the marionette down to the controlling piece down there.
I see.
It's yeah. So someone had been controlling this, and it is now discarded. Is all I was saying. Yeah. Anyway.
Right.
As they depart, the front door stops pounding and opens into a beckoning white void.
We're in hell. We both died, and we're in hell.
It's as plausible a read on it as anything. Hey, who did you call?
Friend of the family. Not that it matters, though. The call didn't go through, so we're on our own.
What friend does this family have?
Well, I mean, I know who she called.
I know, too, but yeah, just saying. In character. Alright, so let's put our heads together and play What Do We Know?
We know that we can't leave, and we know that we're not possessed, at least as far as we can tell. And whatever we saw in this room, at least, happened right after the Shaw mine collapsed in 1918. I think the only option on the table for us right now is to keep doing what it wants us to do. Maybe it'll stop at some point, or maybe we'll figure out a way to escape.
There's so many ditchlings here.
Yeah, there are. Those things are horrible. No wonder you were such a mess on Monday.
I've been saying this.
Oh, yes, but she didn't have...
No, that was in character. Sorry.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm defending Tabitha as
fair. All right. Well, there's only one way out, and it's through. Shall we?
Yeah, let's get this over with. And on that transitional note, I'm gonna go refill my water. Be right back.
Check. I don't have a stockpile of cheesy jokes to deliver during the breaks like they do on Well, There's Your Problem. But I do remember one of the good ones from Well, There's Your Problem. And speaking of the Romanovs and the rise of communism, this one is a communist joke. The joke is, knock knock, who's there? Trotsky. Trotsky who? Lowers sidearm. Well done, comrade. You have passed my little test. Anyway, let's see here. So, let's see what we know. Again, we kind of... The Shaw mine collapse. There was another family involved with the Shaw mine collapse. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it wasn't just the Scarlets who were involved in that. But the Scarlets ended up taking most of the blame, and somebody, as we saw, got run out of town on a rail. The concern here would be that someone skated the blame when they shouldn't have, and we may be getting more into those details in a minute, but that could be part of the whole problem that we're running into here. Also, the Scarlet family is real messed up and has a bunch of infighting, and what we could be seeing is, again, one of the members of the family being the sacrifice that then allows everything else to continue as normal, because from what we know, based on Tabitha's ethics, which were imparted to her by Pearl Ann, the Scarlet family is not above sacrificing one of their own in order to keep control of the rest of the town and the mine. Sorry, just speculating while you were gone.
Yep. Sure, but what's the context in which one of their own would be getting sacrificed?
We may be about to see it right now.
Oh, I see, I see.
If the notion was give the town who are hungry for blood at the cause of this whole thing, yeah, no, indeed not a very loving family, Leah, correct. But if they were just like, okay, the town wants blood, we can get away with giving them one member of the family and then continuing with business as usual. We've done the cost benefit analysis and we say, thank you for your sacrifice, kick, you know?
Yeah, no, and there are theories as to maybe that's what happened to the owner of that doll in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
I've also seen a theory that maybe you, the character, are here to be the sacrifice, and how that actually plays out in Chapter 7 will depend very much on what relationship you've managed to achieve with Tabitha.
Oh, interesting.
I also suspect that they're saving mystical as the trait for the
The
win
end.
trait for the final chapter.
Mm.
And I like to think that maybe that'll give you some third option to deal with whatever is causing them to have to sacrifice a family member.
Well, I mean,
this is all pure theory craft.
right, I was about to say, one hopes that there is at least a way to get a decent ending,
Oh yeah.
no matter which set of traits you choose, because it would be kind of unfortunate if there was one trait that is like, you get the good ending if you have this trait.
No, it's going to be like with every chapter, you'll have to pick one of several bad options, and the trait will give you one that doesn't feel as horrible.
Yep. Okay. You're outside and it's night, a false moon looming, massive in the painted sky.
But I suspect later chapters are also going to get more complex with the choices, like how Chapter 4 has more options, technically.
Mm-hmm. The night feels thick and warm, the insects lively, their calls unnaturally tinny. Everything feels warped and wrong, like you're listening to a record fished from the bottom of a pond. That's really evocative. I like that line.
Yeah. Ugh. What magic words do we have to say to get you to let us go? We're sorry, okay? Whatever our family did to piss you off so much, we're sorry.
Oh, hello, Artemisia.
Hello.
Ah. All right, we're doing more southern accents for all of these, right?
That's what I've been doing, yeah. Yep. So.
You poor dear. I've been keeping track of you, scuttling around town like a tomcat. You've fallen hard for Miss Edwardine, haven't you? Okay, these scenes are out of order. This one must be after the garden and after the collapse. Okay.
So it wasn't just going backwards or going forwards. It's exactly what I was thinking. This has to be after he met back up with Edwardine. Wait, what am I doing? I refuse to get invested in figuring out this weird little puzzle.
You best start to believe in weird little puzzles, Miss Tabitha. You're in one. There's no need to be embarrassed. Your secret is safe with me. You know, I never did approve of what the Scarlets did to your family, and what it did to the two of you youngins. Childhood sweethearts. Just think how lovely it would be if you could just be happy together. That's what you want, isn't it? So Edwardine and Charlie?
Let me just spoil it for you and say it doesn't work out. Our great-grandfather's name was not Charles.
I'm sure by now you've realized the young lady doesn't plan on leaving with you, but it's not for lack of desire, as you well know. Yes, the sound when they move is creepy. It sounds like
it's so awful.
It sounds like straw marionettes almost being moved. Or like wicker, maybe? I would say wicker marionettes. Anyway. It's Enoch. Even if you dragged her over the town limits, his hold over her would make sure neither of you were ever happy again. Just think of what happened to your poor mother and father. Do you want that to be the two of you? Start with this one. What do you know about Enoch, Tabitha?
Our great-great-grandfather. He was in charge of the mines when they collapsed. I don't know much besides that, so don't bother asking.
Has there been some kind of theme with the possessions? Like, who's playing what role? Oh, interesting.
Stella was Edwardine. Rosalina seemed to be the guy's mom. Alexis was some angry townsperson, and Kanika is some nosy old lady. There's a pattern here. I'm not seeing it. However, I, the, co-player, do see a connection because Stella, when you're mystical, you see their names as themes.
Yep.
And I think Stella makes a lot of sense as Edwardine, the lover, because like it's swapping, the lover of the Scarlet family.
Yep.
Heir or whatever. I'm not 100% sure on Rosalina, other than there just wasn't a great other fit for her or for the mother. And same with Alexis, although that could be because she's a little bit more of a side character, and so are the townspeople in this.
Right, I was about to say.
Kanika, I'm pretty sure, is the witch because of her mother.
Yeah, I was about to say, some nosy old lady like Kanika's mom.
Yeah. Oh my god, have you heard the Flemeth theory?
We'll get there later.
Okay.
So, maybe it's just pulling the closest matches I can find. Maybe clear once we see this. You're starting to get into this puzzle, aren't you?
Sorry.
That's fine.
Took a bite at the wrong time.
It's fine. What? No. Full Mark Wahlberg what no read.
What? No. I'm just concerned about getting us out of here.
The powers at work here.
I was going to say, because I believe Tabitha is making an earnest denial.
The powers at work here are stronger than even your love could withstand. You need to break the bonds holding her here. Then you can both go free. No more misfortune. Not for you, not for anyone else bold enough to set foot outside the Holler.
Which is also an interesting tidbit there.
Kanika Mime's handing you something, though her hand is empty. Everything you need to know is on that map. Two different ones for
you want the plants or the symbolism?
Oh, do I only get to choose
the
one?
Plants also have symbolism.
I'll do this one here. Okay, symbolism in this room. The flies on the flowers could symbolize something that looks like it should be sweet, but is actually rotten. Do you know the name of this other stuff? Or what some of this other stuff is?
No, and I don't see how that helps us. It's obvious that no one should trust this lady. I mean, just listen to the way she talks.
Irony.
I don't need a fly-infested flower to tell me something is up with her. However, if you'd like to know what the note on the plants was,
yes,
it's that every plant is toxic.
Oh.
Every plant shown here is toxic.
Toxic to humans?
Yeah, there's like hemlock and gosh, I want to say wolfsbane or something. And like all of those are hella poisonous.
Are those lilies?
That one on the left might be. The one next to it is some kind of nettle.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I think it's the ones down to the right. I'm pretty sure are hemlock.
Okay.
But yeah, no, all of them hella poisonous. I think Nightshade might be in there too somewhere.
Deadly Nightshade could be the nettle one. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know plants.
Oh yeah. But yeah, no, that's the other Booksmart thing that'll get that. That's what the note about the plants is that every single one
They're
of
all
them
poisonous.
is poisonous.
Yeah. Good luck to the both of you. I hope you get your happiness.
Bullshit.
And then she's gone. Tabitha sighs.
Okay, let's find a way out. Unless you have any ideas, I don't think there's anything else we can do until we get to the end. Or until we die, whichever.
Or are we dead already? This is yet to be determined. Before the two of you can leave, a smell hits you. Sweating, suffocated flesh with a tinge of the saccharine and stomach-churning scent of decay. There you are. I would have found you sooner, but the Resonant clearly doesn't want me here. It doesn't seem to have the same issue with these miserable little parasites. Whew! Bottom feeders always manage to slip through the cracks, don't they? Corpse flower?
Oh,
Could be.
yeah, Artemisia. That might be corpse flower.
We're not gonna run. Wayne's our buddy.
Is he though?
Nope. Well, I mean, unclear, right? Certainly he's had opportunities to kill us before and chosen not to.
That's fair. And he has insisted that he's here for your safety.
Yep. Hey there, Wayne. Want to figure this out with us?
Don't talk to it!
Let Charlie speak. I'm no enemy.
Don't listen to it either.
What an unfortunate situation you've been dragged into, Charlie. I don't think that girl is any good for you. Stella, was that her name? Seems she's skilled at finding trouble. Maybe I should pay her a visit soon, if she makes it out of here alive. Tabitha bolts for the underbrush, desperately pulling you along.
Stella.
Oh no, what is he gonna do? Hang on. This is useful to know. Tell me now, did you kill Sam Wayne?
Absolutely not. I'm telling you the truth. Please stop asking. And if you see that thing again, just ignore it. Or better yet, run away. Now, come on. If it got in here, there must be a way out.
The two of you step out from the brush into a long wooden corridor lined by bottles and rails. A figure rises to attention, blocking your way.
I'm afraid he doesn't have long. If there's anything you need to say to him, I'd say it now.
Oh no, our boy.
I don't like the sounds of this one either.
Yeah. As Zane is swept away, the room pulls itself to you and you find yourself looming over a deathbed. Oscar lies in its center, looking pitifully small. I'm sorry, boy. Sorry I let my troubles drive your mama away. And sorry those troubles mean I'm leaving you all alone now. Bottles and rails? There's liquor everywhere, and after the collapse, Senior was run out of town on a rail, hence all of the rails. The goat portrait back there is what the wounded lamb from the room with Rosalina grew up to be. Same as the goat head in the garden, as in Charles Jr. Charlie. Man, really lucked into the perfect name for echoing for this, huh?
I didn't even think of it when you were choosing it. It really wasn't until we got to this part of chapter 3 that I thought about it.
Yep.
Yeah, that seems to sum it up. Jeez, I feel kind of bad for the guy. Ugh, that's exactly what he wants us to feel, isn't it? Oscar looks so small and pathetic in that bed.
Damn it, Junior, how many times do I have to tell you? I tried to stop it from happening, but that damn snake Enoch went behind my back.
Oh, what bullshit.
I'm gonna let the spirit talk. I want to know more. You quietly wait and let the spirit continue. You're right, I've been using that excuse for too many years. At a certain point, a man has to accept when he's dug his own grave. They may have run me out, but they didn't put the bottle in my hand. Still, they destroyed our legacy, boy. Both our names are cursed with that history. I'll be dead and gone soon, but I won't be able to rest. Not until our name is cleared. Not until you can pass on this name with pride. And we're clear it's Charles Sr. and Charles Jr. Shaw, right?
Yes.
This is my only request, Charlie. Go back there. Tell people the truth. Try to find proof. I don't know what you'll have to do, but please. I know I ain't been the best father, but I'm no murderer.
And again, with the connections, it's very obvious why Oscar is playing the role of the father.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that's why he was getting close with Edward Dean?
I don't know. I guess it's possible, but it doesn't look like it panned out.
Damn it, boy. I may not have till the morning. Promise me. Promise you'll go back, and at the very least, show that Enoch bastard what for. I promise. You watch as Oscar's body seizes and falls through the sheets, taking the rattling pile of bottles with him.
This ghost is so full of it.
Your cousin steps forward and disappears through the hole left in the bed, leaving you to follow. You find yourself pressed uncomfortably against a trellis. A small castle sits off to one side of the wall, and the bars of a prison loom over both of all of it and all of you. Climbing up the trellis again? How very Romeo and Juliet of you. No need to run off, I won't tell the old man. Though you've gotten sloppy, you should try to be more careful if you don't want him putting you in an early grave. Thank you for the pointer, strange and new friend.
I don't even remember that one. Oh.
Alright, we're doing I'd like to see the old man try. No, not one of her brothers. I'm a prisoner. Another victim of the Scarlet's lies. Like you, Charles Shaw Jr., one assumes.
Yeah. I mean, Charles Shaw is not an incorrect name for him.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. The castle, the goat knight, the unicorn, the estate, Charles Jr., and Edward Dean, I'm guessing. But that's definitely not her behind those bars.
No, definitely not.
A mere generation makes no difference. His blood runs in your veins, does it not? And now, it runs in hers. Yes, it seems your little trysts bore fruit. And oh, will you ever be in trouble when the old man finds out. Now, in the timeline, is that Pearl Ann and your mom, or is that the generation before that?
No, that's the generation. Well, actually, it's So Pearl Ann and Vivian were actually their mother died young, and Edwardine raised them.
Okay. So this is about different children who were raised by Edwardine.
Yes.
Tabitha's eyes go wide. But if this is the estate, is there a room with bars on the window?
Shh. Let it talk. I think this might be important.
You know you don't have to keep dangling there. Come inside. You'll be able to hear me through the door just fine. The world around you swirls, and you and Tabitha find yourselves pulled to the other side of the wall. A door bound by countless locks and chains pulsates before you. Countless? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
A shocking amount.
No longer countless. I have defeated them by counting. Anyway.
A shocking amount, nonetheless.
Yes. An excessive number of chains and locks. This is definitely supposed to be the estate, but I can't tell how much of this is real and how much of it is metaphor.
Stop talking. We might miss something.
That's not what I invited you in for. I couldn't escape even with your help. I merely wanted to offer a warning. Leave town now. I wish I could versus play along. I wish I could. Why should I leave?
This guy has nobody to blame but himself. You hear that, Ghost? You were given every warning. You could have just left.
You seem to know pretty well who this person is. You can't take her with you. It's not possible. You can always stay and die, but if I were you, I would use my healthy legs and run as far away from Scarlet Hollow as possible.
His healthy legs, huh?
Sorry, I tried to pick up the cat to put her on camera, but I could not catch her in time.
Aww. The healthy legs line is definitely something that people started noticing after something in Chapter 4.
I hear the beaches are nice. Why don't you take a permanent vacation there? Elusive kitty indeed, yes. Let's see here. Guessing he doesn't do that. Why should I trust you? Oh, you've been talking to the witch then? How very interesting.
Charlie, get away from the door. Don't listen to it.
I did have a moment of being like, is that actually Stella? Because that's wild if so, but no.
Stella!
Eddie, what the hell is going on here?
How does it know that? Yeah, I lost my accent on that line entirely. This is too much. I just want to go home. Do you feel sick? I feel sick.
I've said pretty much the whole time since we've been here. Yeah, are we related to Charlie?
No, and I know that for a fact. Even if we can trust what we've seen here, I'm sure Grandma Eddie just miscarried or something, right? Come on. The quicker we get through this, the quicker we'll be out of this ghost place, hopefully.
You and Tabitha walk after Stella into the darkness. You and your cousin find yourselves crouched under a large table. Stella stares through you as indecipherable murmurs and shuffling feet echo from the ends of the table.
Ugh, I don't know why, but this feels so much worse than the last room.
That's so lovely. Are you sure I could keep one? You must have worked very hard on them.
Neither of them ever left the shadow of their parents, did they?
I guess not. I don't think either Charlie or Eddie really got what they wanted out of life. It doesn't justify what this ghost is doing, though.
I'll try to keep it away from my brothers so they don't smash it, though I wish I could make it move like you can. And you can even do voices. You know, you could probably make real money if you put on a show for people.
Even Possessed, though, is out here trying to monetize hobbies. Very cute. I'm not in it for the money. These wooden dolls are a mere stepping stone for the real deal. People. Oh, I like this one. That's the plan, and maybe you can come with me. We can avoid the horrible things that are going to happen to this town.
A traveling show? And you'd want me there too? Oh, could we go to the towns along the beach? I've heard the Outer Banks are the most beautiful place in the world.
They're nice.
I'm going this year.
Hey! I wish we could go back in time all those years and tell them what we know.
Me too.
Thank you, Charlie. I've always wanted to see the ocean.
There. Are you done now, Charlie? Can we leave?
Everything crashes to a thunderous black before you. Before you or Tabitha can get in another word. A single spotlight remains, illuminating a trapdoor in the center of the stage. You feel drawn to it. We're the final performers, aren't we?
I just realized, right, you have book smart. Oh, yeah. It's the choice avoider in this one.
Sure.
And it's one of my favorites, honestly.
Oh.
We must be. Which one of us is going to open the door?
Why are you asking that? Are you scared?
Even if I was, I'd never tell you. I'm not weak.
I'm opening it. You carefully step toward the trapdoor. It creaks open all on its own.
Oh god, this is so much worse than opening it ourselves.
You and Tabitha are shoved from behind and tumble through the hatch.
Oh, content warning coming up.
Which content warning?
Yeah, do you mind if I just be blunt about it?
I mean, it's better to be.
We're going to see
forthright.
a shadow view of this guy. Well, like in this black and white view, so it's not going to be more graphic than this, but it is going to show him getting his head beat in with a bat.
Okay.
And it is going to dent.
Got it.
And
So,
be very unpleasant. And it has squish noises. It's bad.
Content warning: murder, blunt force trauma to the head. Right.
Yep. Just after you see Edwardine's face with a tear trickling down on it. If that sounds like a little too much, just like mute everything for like about 30 or 60 seconds.
Got it. Okay. Well, here we go. It took some digging, but it's there. The map was right. That means there's hope, Eddie. Whatever it is that Enoch did, we can undo it. We can be happy to get the... Already?
And there's our warning. Yep, there it is.
Oof.
And we're done with that, but
Yeah. It's your line.
oh god, I'm so sorry.
Your cousin violently heaves into the void, but nothing comes up.
There's nothing here. This place is completely empty.
Whatever it is that Enoch did, we can undo it. What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Enoch died nearly 80 years ago. Does it matter what he did? Does it even matter if he framed Charles Shaw at this point? Who's left to be hurt by any of this? Ugh, what now?
Ha 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 ha.
Do you repent?
Just a second.
Oh,
Important.
kitty.
Hi, Mona.
Okay. We'll wait for the repenting until after the kitty.
She's not very happy. All but Beans.
She looks grumpy.
Okay. I'll put you down. There you go.
Do you repent?
Do you repent for your crimes?
I assume they're using their more normal voices now. Because they're not being in character anymore.
Oh. Okay.
Because if you're mystical, the tags have come off their names at this point.
I mean, I assume they were still possessed by something, but I couldn't,
Oh, they are, but they're talking in normal voice. He's not having them put on voices anymore.
Okay.
That's my read on it, anyway.
Why should I? I'm not responsible for any of this.
Neither am I.
You must answer for the crimes committed by your scarlet blood. Har har.
Are you kidding me? I hate it here. I hate it here so much.
Until you do, I cannot die.
I want to die. Please. I've been alone in the dark for so long.
All I ask is for some of your years.
To pay for the years that were taken from me.
What are you saying?
My life was stolen from me.
I want some of yours.
It's only fair.
No, it is absolutely not fair. You've got to be kidding me. Neither of us had anything to do with what happened to you.
The sins of the father.
Are to be laid upon the children.
Out of character. Bullshit. I hate that.
Where is that written? Because it's a quote, right?
Is that a Bible quote?
I don't recall it. My guess would be Hammurabi, but I don't know.
Damn it. It is biblical.
Which part?
Exodus.
Oh, so it's thrown out anyway because the old... Oh, well, I mean...
Well,
yeah.
Depending on what
Jewish tradition would still believe in a version of it, but I'm sure that you can find a million Talmud interpretations of it, but, you know... or rabbinical interpretations of it that say, no, maybe generational trauma isn't a sacred virtue.
It derives from biblical references, primarily in Exodus, Deuteronomy, and Numbers, to ancestral sin, the sins or iniquities of one generation passing to another. Ancestral sin, generational sin, or ancestral fault, originally a Greek terminology. As a concept, existed in a concept in Mediterranean regions and referenced in the Bible. So it may actually be from before the Bible.
Yeah, it sounds like it refers to things like that, but yeah. But either way, one of you must forfeit. It doesn't matter which. Yeah, this sounds real scientific.
Bullshit!
You're on trial here, aren't you? Advocate for yourself.
There it is. Oh, yeah.
Your Honor, I am but a simple city lawyer. If you are putting us on trial, you need to give us a chance to present our case. Charlie, where did you get those suspenders? Never mind that now.
Yeah, we have rights, you know. I take it you have a plan, then?
Your plea is met with silence, but silence isn't judgment. Keep talking.
You will get the option to say about 3 of these, I think. At
Okay,
least 2, maybe 3. A lot of good options there.
I do like that one. Well, no, they're going to argue that Charles Shaw was without sin, I'm sure. Or that all of the sins he committed were a result of...
No, because Charlie Jr. would not argue that because his father had more sins than just that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I reject the core tenet here that crimes can be that a child will have to serve the sentence for a crime committed by their parents. Why should the sins of our forefathers be passed on to us? Were Charles Shaw's sins passed on to you in life? Oh, sorry, I'm reading this all wrong. Your Honor, why would the sins of our forefathers be passed on to us? Were Charles Shaw's sins passed on to you? In life, did you want to punish Edward Dean and Enoch? Or did you want to move on and build a brighter future together? More silence. Keep going.
I also like to imagine Tabby being like, I don't know why you're doing the voice, but it seems to be working, keep going.
This is what good lawyers do. I saw it in a movie once. For all your focus on the collapse and your death, have you forgotten about Eddie's pregnancy? We're not just Scarlets, we might be Shaws. A fresh tension bubbles up in the air. You're almost out of this. I like the top one. I think it's the best one of the bunch.
I like the one below it, personally.
I feel like that's fine, but not for arguing a case.
That's fair.
I think this one is better because, again,
my personal preference.
Like, if this is a trial, then it should be about justice. Otherwise, it would just be a blood feud.
That's fair.
Anyway. Your Honor, you're losing sight of things. Do you want revenge or do you want justice? We can help actually right the wrongs of your past, but only if you let us go. The jury box is pulled away as you and Tabitha are brought face to face with the spirit. Hit him in the hands! It'll make the weak spot reveal in his eye!
Yes.
I know this from video games.
Good classic reference.
Okay. It's time for your closing argument. Ooh, let's see what choices we get. Oh, I like the second one because I like what it means for later stuff.
Yeah.
After
there's beauty in the simplicity of the third, but I like the second best too here.
Yes. After all these years, someone has finally heard you. We're going to find out the truth of what happened to you and Eddie, and your child, Charlie. You can finally rest because your burdens are now ours. Tabitha's like, what did you just sign me up for? Silence.
just like that one because I feel like I can relate to it. Like, arguing your way out of the ghost taking years of someone's life.
Well, I love the notion of like, look, if you're gonna pretend that this is a trial, you have to pretend that I have a way out of it. You know?
Yeah, that you have the right to defend yourself, and also I like a lot of the arguments that you can make there. But yeah, no, children don't choose to be born, so that's why I think Sins of the Father is a bullshit concept.
Oh, the haunted turnabout. Win the trial. Oh, it has a little objection icon for the achievement. Objection! Anyway. And then everything fades to black. You and Tabitha come to in a basement, a mound of packed dirt in front of you. Your friends are nowhere to be seen, though Sybil remains standing on the stairwell, as if she's been patiently waiting for you to get up. Ah, the spirit is gone, and the two of you are back, and both of you are whole. I have to admit that this is quite an unexpected outcome. Excellent work, Charlie. I hope you don't mind, but I took advantage of the distraction to free everyone else. They're all outside.
Why?
Take all the time you need to collect yourselves. I'll see you out there. Sybil heads up the stairs, leaving you and Tabitha alone in the basement.
Huh. So that actually worked. I've got to stop picking fights with you. You do get a lot of points with Tabby if you have book smart and you manage this outcome.
Before you go, you decide to investigate the shallow ground in the middle of the room. Tabitha follows close behind you and watches as you dig. Charlie's mummified remains stare up at you, sad and broken at the bottom of the pit. There's another stone carving down there, just like the one that we saw in the mines last night. This must have been where the map took him. Your cousin stands in contemplative silence.
We shouldn't leave him here, right? Maybe we can come back tomorrow and give him a proper burial.
See if we still feel that way in the morning. I don't want to spend another second down here that I don't have to. Let's leave. Come on, let's go. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're outside. It's real this time. A cool autumn breeze blows small piles of dried leaves across the steps of the library.
Finally, we're out of the fun house. I'm gonna go wait by the car. The last thing I want to do after all of that is talk to people.
I think you owe it to him, Tabby. Anyway.
I mean, does she?
I mean, kind of. With all of this stuff. Like, we both do.
Well, sure, but like, I mean, the only person who I really feel like kind of deserves something from her here is Stella. Like, the rest are barely acquaintances to her, and I feel like this might be that I am defending her because I read her as, I mean, obviously she's introverted, and I also read her as an autistic, and I'm just like, it is possible that that would be very low on my list of things I would want to do, is talk to a bunch of borderline strangers.
Yeah, fair. Anyway, Tabitha doesn't wait for you to respond, pushing past you and heading towards the car.
And also, she's not responsible for the ghost.
Well, again, this is the thing of, like, you know...
We just talked about how sins of the father should not be passed down to the children.
That's true. But they also shouldn't be passed down to strangers.
Well, sure, but, like... This is one of those, everyone kind of needs to decompress in their own way, I feel like, and I don't think it followed, like, I would love to actually talk to you more about this, because I don't see where it follows that Tabitha owes them anything.
Again, like, literally just be like, hey, I'm sorry you got caught up in this. like what is essentially my family drama, you know.
I guess, but like she, we invited her there, like.
Or if nothing else, but again, like because Tabitha is the most powerful person in the town, it does feel like it's kind of her responsibility to make sure that there isn't a public health emergency like this, you know.
That I could see.
If you had a functioning administrative state that wasn't beholden to the Scarlets, it would be a different story, you know.
I could see it from that angle, yeah. But like from a personal angle, it's like, we literally just had a whole elaborate argument about it, how she is not actually responsible for Edwardine and Enoch's sins.
Right.
And that's what that was all about.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, back to the lines.
I'm gonna peace out to back-to-back encounters with my own mortality. I've got a lot to ponder.
God, what was the Gravity Falls thing where they were just like, all right, I'm gonna go home and like stare at a wall for a while and think about my life?
I don't remember when that happened, but I do remember it.
I think it was from The Inconveniencing. When they finally got out of the convenience store. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, that does sound right, yeah.
See ya, Rosalina. See ya, Alexis.
Zane walks off down the road. How were we supposed to know it would be like that? Things have been strange around town, sweetie. Now's not the time to be poking around in the supernatural. I thought you learned that lesson yesterday. Yesterday we didn't know that it was supernatural. But magic isn't real. I mean, it's not supposed to be. God, that hurt. Everything is so sore. My bones weren't meant to bend like that. I'm gonna be hurting for a few days at least. And poor Rosalina. I'll make sure to bring them both some tea later. I think I have just the thing. I bet you do. Mom, this is no time for tea. Jesus, the girl's lost a leg. She needs real medication. Hey, she only lost a foot, to be fair.
Yeah, she lost part of a leg, though.
Yes. Real medication comes from natural ingredients, doesn't it? What I have to offer is no different than what Dr. Kelly would prescribe. Let me hear that from her. And besides, after all you've seen, are you really sure that you have that much grasp on the real and the unreal? Charlie, is it really gone?
I really like some of those options.
All that matters is that Rosalinda can go back to sleeping in her own home.
Aw, you don't want to brag.
You're too modest. It's a considerable feat to reason with a spirit like that. I can't believe you actually got us out of there. And you got our house back. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'll do my best to make it up to you. To think that ghosts are actually real. Stella's got to be over the moon right now. Yeah, does she look it? Actually, wait, where is Stella? Oh, she's just standing there by herself. That isn't like her. Is she okay? I was wondering the same thing. We just saw a ghost and she's off standing by herself. Which, like, fair. That'd be a normal reaction from anyone else who had just seen a ghost. But this is Stella we're talking about. You didn't just see a ghost. You all got mass possessed by a ghost and were bodily harmed by it. Like...
Well, sure, but, like...
That's traumatic.
If Stella's outward persona were completely real, she probably would still be excited.
I guess, but
if
again...
she didn't have previous trauma that this was actively stirring up.
Yeah. Hey, Stella, are you okay? No, I want to go talk to Stella. Thank you. I'm going to go check in on her. You walk over to Stella.
Oh, hey, Charlie.
So I guess ghosts actually are real, huh?
Sorry, I can't talk right now. See you later.
She hurries off down the road. Should we go after her? She didn't seem okay. Stella. I think she just needs some time to herself. Stella's never been the kind to share her burdens, and I doubt that will change just because somebody goes chasing after her. If anything, it'll just make her clam up even more. She's a strong girl. She'll be okay. I'm honestly surprised that she and Zane are the only ones heading out right now. You've all been through something awful, and each and every one of you needs rest. Especially you, Kanika. We don't want that cold of yours to get any worse.
Cold.
There's another carving in there. They keep giving me visions. I wonder if those things are tied to everything supernatural that's been happening. Yeah, I wonder. One is a coincidence, but two of them back-to-back nights? 3? I guess we didn't see the third one in the clinic, right?
Yeah.
We just
There's
felt
no
its
guarantee
presence.
that's what's back there.
I was about to say, as we, again, to get briefly topical with the subject of losing all of those fighter jets, rather, the Ian Fleming saying of once is happenstance, twice is rare coincidence, and 3 times is enemy action.
Oh, yeah.
And if you and Stella are right, and there is another one in the clinic, there we go. 3 times is enemy action. I'm sorry, I'm a little lost. You've been finding carvings around town, and they've been giving you visions? This is news to me, too. I'm sure everyone around here could stand around theorizing about this and that all night long. There'll be plenty of time for that tomorrow. Now shut up, everyone. Don't think about or talk about the carvings anymore.
Yeah, that's the vibe I get as well.
Charlie, if you have the time, I'd love to discuss these visions over tea after you've had the chance to get some rest. I can't believe I let Rosalina go in there. How could I have been so careless? You did try to stop her, bro. After everything that she went through on the last day, how could I have let this happen? You would have had to physically restrain her to keep her from going in there. You actually tried pretty hard to warn us about things, Oscar. None of us took you seriously enough. I should have done a better job warning you. I should have known how bad they could have gotten in there. I shouldn't have let Rosalina come in with us.
Dad, what did I tell you? Stop blaming yourself. You couldn't have stopped me. If you tried, we were just gonna sneak in after you. Yeah, Rosalina was gonna make us go in there no matter what. You didn't put a ghost in our house. This is not on you.
I know you've both had a difficult time of this, but the storm has passed and everything has worked out. Things will start getting better from here, surely. I ran into Wayne in one of those rooms, and he vaguely threatened Stella if I kept poking around. Wait, are you serious? That creep threatened her? Should we be worried about her? I mean, you weren't already?
Mm.
He also crushed a ditchling with his bare foot. It was pretty scary.
Yeah.
That's just another reason that we should keep our distance. Stella's smart. Hopefully she'll be okay. And there was someone else in there, but that is my house. Rosalina and I live there. Did he say anything else to you? We don't need to trouble Charlie for any details. Nothing to see here. Move along. No one pay any mind to that man. He's just a drifter. He'll be gone soon enough. In the meantime, steer clear and he won't make trouble. Whatever you do, don't listen to anything he says about me especially.
Oh, yes, good.
What was the original line from Night Vale about angels? They tell lies and do not exist.
Oh man, if you do not invite Tabitha ghost hunting, you end up like Wayne ends up accompanying you through most of the haunting.
Whoa.
And also, regardless, if you give up years of your own life, Wayne will show up and he gets fucking angry at Sybil for
Yeah.
letting this happen.
I think that's what I did on the last playthrough. Because I remember Wayne showing up and wrecking shop, and I was like, oh dang, like.
Yeah, he was livid.
All right. Were you all conscious that whole time?
Another one of my sub theories. Sorry.
Go on.
Sorry.
Go on.
But another one of my sub theories is that whatever is clearly possessing Wayne, is actually trying to keep you safe because it's planning for you to be its next host. That's my theory.
Certainly, it's trying to get you somewhere at a certain point in time. What happens at that certain place at that certain time, we have yet to figure out, right?
Yep.
So right. whether it's trying to break the cycle or perpetuate the cycle, we have yet to figure out.
It's true.
Were you all conscious that whole time? Everyone glances at each other. Yeah. It was awful. Kind of fun too, but mostly awful. I'm pretty sure we remembered everything. At least up until Sybil showed up and snapped us out of it. What was it like being puppeted? They all glance away. It hurt. Why didn't I make the kids stay behind? I can't believe I let that happen to them.
Dad, this might be the overwhelming pain and exhaustion talking, but shut up! I love you! You didn't do anything wrong, okay?
I had no idea what I was going to say until the words were already spilling out. It was like I had no control over myself. I remember each and everything I said. It's like it was burned into my memory. You poor souls. I can't even begin to imagine what you've all been through. I feel like that's a non-starter. All right. We should head back. All right, I'll give it a try. Do any of you know who you were supposed to be? No idea. The words just came out. There was no context, nothing. But there was this weird feeling, like an overwhelming guilt.
I was so angry. I was mostly just scared.
I didn't feel any of those things. I felt, well, I don't know how to describe it. Shifty eyes from Sybil. I felt powerful. I was just cold.
And those last two answers are why I find that question interesting.
We should probably get going. It's starting to get chilly out, and there's still work to do to get Rosalina set up for the night. And as you recall, I am wearing only a sleeveless t-shirt.
It's true.
Don't be a stranger, and let us know if you need anything, Oscar. I will. Thank you, all of you, again. I believe it's time for me to get my daughter home as well. But, Kanika dear, you haven't been feeling well. You need to get some rest. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow, Charlie. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Cool. Kanika wearily checks back to the general store. Before I go, Sybil places a hand on your arm, holding you back for a moment. I'm sure you have questions after everything you saw tonight, but let's not get into it here. I think everyone could use a little rest and relaxation right now, yourself included.
And I need time to get my story straight.
If you swing by the tea room sometime tomorrow, say early afternoon, you and I can have a little chat. I'll see you then, Charlie. Sybil leaves you and catches up to her daughter. I guess it's just the two of us now. So you have no idea who you were? I could roughly place most of the others. None whatsoever, but I remember everything I said, and I remember that cold feeling. Prisoner of the Scarlets. I wonder what your family was up to back then. I guess we can add it to the ever-growing pile of mysteries. What do you remember? As far as I know, all of it. I might start forgetting soon, but for now it's all fresh. The twisting wasn't the most pleasant, but even though I felt like I got tossed in a blender, it honestly made me feel so alive. So you don't regret coming along tonight? Look, that was a horrible experience that will stick with me for the rest of my days. But it was also kind of amazing for that. I don't know if that makes sense, but how many other people can say they were possessed by a ghost? I guess you finally got some shared trauma with everyone now. Avery chuckles, then grabs at their ribs, wincing. Yeah, I guess I do, huh? I know tonight was horrific, but it was also thrilling, and knowing we all went through it together makes it easier. There are people to commiserate with tomorrow morning when the soreness really starts to set in. Which reminds me, I'd better get back home. I'm supposed to have a shift tomorrow morning. I might have to call in sick, but here's hoping a good night's sleep is enough to heal up. Avery heads off, leaving the square in front of the library empty. Time to wrap things up here. The ride back is quiet, but not tense. Tabitha looks lost in thought as her glazed eyes stare at the winding mountain road.
Having a not tense silence with Tabitha is a positive sign.
Hey! Thanks for coming along tonight. That place would have been a lot worse without you.
Don't mention it. We're family.
Family, 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 family.
I almost want to read that differently. Like, don't mention it. We're family.
So I guess ghosts are real.
Yep, I guess so.
Feels like people should be making a bigger deal about this.
You'd be surprised how quickly people adjust to terrible realities. She says, possibly from experience. I'd much rather move on from what happened tonight than make a big deal out of it, and I'm sure most of your little friends feel the same.
Little friends?
Little friends out there. Still, you did a good job tonight. I'm almost proud to call you my cousin. If I was stuck in there without you, I would have just left that ghost behind as soon as I had the chance. I'm glad it didn't come to that.
Do I push and say, do you trust me now?
I don't know. Some of the other stuff was already a little pushy.
Yeah. You slide back into silence as the car makes its way back to the estate.
Good talk.
You're back inside. After the events of this evening, the howling winds and unsteady creaks of the estate almost feel like a warm welcome.
Well, we're back. I still can't believe we all made it out in one piece.
I want to talk about Wayne. Really talk. Your cousin sighs.
What do you want to know?
Start at the beginning? What's his deal? Why is he all gross?
He's sick or something. Probably part of why he's such a creepy weirdo now. I don't know if it's contagious, but I wouldn't rule it out, so don't go near him.
Why is he following me?
He's a creep stalking his ex's cousin.
What?
All the more reason not to talk to him. He's a different man now. Stay away from him.
You really don't want me talking to him. What does he know that you're afraid I'll find out?
I just know him. Please trust me when I say he's bad news.
Do you think he's actually going to hurt Stella?
Oh gosh, her face there.
I know, right?
No. He's a creep, but I don't think he has it in him to hurt her. And I don't know if you've noticed, but Stella is irritatingly resourceful. She'll be fine.
And we have to leave it at that. Okay. Yeah, do you think that Stella's gonna be okay, like emotionally? She wandered off back there, and I'm worried about her.
She's a pest, and like all pests, she has an uncanny way of bouncing back from things. She'll be fine.
Now. Alright, we might have gotten rid of that ghost, but I'm still traumatized.
That's great. Now you're really a Scarlet.
Joy.
Let this be a lesson to you, Charlie.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
she
it's time for me to
doesn't love
turn
that
in.
I love that she's just like, oh, they're there, buddy. They're there. Is the energy I get off of that response.
Yep, it was very join the club, or rather, now congratulations, you are now in the club.
Right.
All right, I think it's time for me to turn in.
That's a good idea. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Don't keep poking around looking for trouble. You just have to make it to the funeral. 4 more days. That's all. And then the bus comes.
You can't tell me what to do. I'd like to stay in touch after all this is done.
Maybe we could do that. It has been kind of lonely being the only Scarlet in our generation. It would be nice to have someone else in the family. We'll see how things go.
Aw.
Anyway, night. See you tomorrow.
Time to go to bed. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. It's Wednesday night. Nearly half a week has passed since you first arrived in town, and a little over half a week remains until the bus comes to take you home. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. has been put to rest, but disaster still looms over the town of Scarlet Hollow. Still, tonight was a good night, and you fall asleep with a gentle, well-earned smile on your face.
Yeah! Nice night for once.
Yay!
Hooray! You won't get another one probably until chapter 7, but then again, they've surprised me before, so.
Well, wait, where's the Talk to Animals one go?
Probably 5. Maybe 6. I don't know. It's either 5. There's 3 left.
Yeah, one
and
is
it's
Talk to Animals.
Mystical, and Street Smart. And I'm pretty sure that Street Smart is actually, now that I think about it, I think there's a very good chance that next chapter is going to be Street Smart because Wayne asks you to poke around in the mansion. Unless it does something unexpected, like we could just be surprised and be like, "Oh, Mystic is chapter 5, actually."
Who knows?
And Street Smart is chapter 7. I don't know.
That would be wild.
Talk to Animals. Man, it would be funny though if Talk to Animals is just like, "Come, my animal friends," and then you just have the dog army and
Yay.
Dustin and Dustin's mom and Pixel and just all the town pets just come to your rescue.
The dog mayor actually comes through. Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, so pending things that we know are going to be dealt with in future chapters. So next chapter is going to deal with Julius Tremaine and the Tremaine Calloway fight because it's chapter 5, that is.
Chapter 5, yeah. Well, chapter 4 we will see next time.
Yes, chapter 4 we will see next time, but in terms of the gameplay, I suppose I should call it like there. But like in summary, I know we have to deal with some Calloway Tremaine nonsense, exploring the mansion more, which is also implied going to happen in chapter 5, which is one of the reasons I think it could be Street Smarts, because maybe being able to pick the locks on that door will be relevant.
Oh, I thought it was going to go back to the title when I quit, but it looks like it quit the whole program. That's okay.
Oh, that's fine. There's like a go back to main menu option, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we do know Avery's holding a party on Saturday, so that's probably going to be at least a big part of chapter 6.
That seems like a time when Street Smart could come into play, but
that's true. Actually, I was originally thinking Hot might be relevant for the party, but Street Smart too.
Yeah,
and Street Smart's a good thought. However, Hot has been used. It's the chapter 4.
Right.
Trait.
Yes, I remember now. It's a weird one, but we'll get there.
It is. It's a weird one, but I can't think of another one that would have fit better. So.
Well, again, all will be revealed in time. Anyway.
Yeah.
we should call it for this stream. We're already about half an hour later than usual
Oh
night
yeah, that's
time
true.
because we started late, and that's okay. So
Sorry.
thank you very much, Hanapengu, for co-hosting this with me. Thank you, Leah, for listening and watching. Thank you, Artemisia, for tuning in and watching. Thank you to anybody who is also lurking or watching the VOD after the fact. And hopefully, I believe next week we are, well, probably good for next week, I think, right? Or no?
Yeah.
No, wait.
I don't have anything.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, other thing is, yeah, okay, cool. So hopefully next week as well.
If I'm busy, it would be the Saturday, not the Sunday.
Yes. Okay, so hopefully, pending other things, next week we start chapter 4. All right, cool. Until next time, good night out there, whatever you are.